Oklahoma State coming off a win over Southeastern Louisiana in round one, 63-50. Southern Illinois, the Salukis beat St. Mary's 65-56, committed only 10 turnovers in that game, and the Cowboys control the opening tip.
Signature for the Salukis. They are adamant they are not a Cinderella team. 4 straight years as an at-large pick. They are ready to rock and roll.
First shot went to Joey Graham, who did struggle in that opening round game. Only 1 of 4, Bob. 7 points, a couple of rebounds, 4 fouls, only spent 18 minutes on the floor.
A subpar game for their best player, and they won anyway. That's a good sign in my estimation.
Harrison had a good look at a long 3. Rebound to Tatum. He'll take another long shot and hits. Tatum, 9 points, 5 boards in round 1 against St. Mary's. And the Salukis are on the board with a 3.
Pressure, defense, and trapping are the signatures of the Salukis. They will get after you and pressure the ball. You need to use your dribble to create space.
Bob, their defense is ranked 14th in the country in scoring defense, just under 60 a game.
Notice
Also,
how James Curry used his dribble to combat the ball pressure. We mentioned they are not a Cinderella team. Take a look at this. In 2002, they went to the Sweet 16. Last 2 years, 1-point losses. And, of course, they won here yesterday.
McFarland, the left-hander, making his 101st consecutive start, makes the first free throw after the foul by Shaw. There's Chris Lowry, 32 years, the youngest coach in the NCAA Tournament. Eddie Sutton, the old wise one. 15th year in Stillwater, picked up win number 350 as a Cowboy, and he's now 6th all-time, Bob, in wins in Division I basketball.
780 of them in 35 years. He's coaching in the NCAA before Chris Lowry was born.
Tatum fakes the 3 around Bobbitt, kicks to Harrison. 13 on the shot clock, and they reset it. Boy, this Saluki team likes to cut and run baseline. Tatum off balance, and he banks.
In the zone, Tatum's got 2 threes already. The bank is open this afternoon on Sunday.
Tatum shoots 37%, and already has knocked down 2 threes. Fast break to Brooks, and the Salukis are running.
Any doubt about the confidence of this team? Erase it from your mind.
Inside whistle, McFarland.
Salukis get off early, and right here, bank shot by Tatum from beyond the arc. Got to think that's a lucky one. Great organization on the break. Brooks, their best player, finishes.
Hairston picked up the foul, his first second-team foul, and once again McFarland at the free throw line, already 2 for 2 on the day.
This is going to be an action-filled game. Oklahoma State, not a tall team, but very thick and athletic, obviously experienced. Great numbers by McFarland yesterday. Keep in mind, they were in the Final Four last year. They want a return trip.
McFarland scoring all 5 Oklahoma State points to this point. 8-5 Salukis. They've hit 3 of their first 4.
Both Warren and Shaw as post players are good ball handlers for Southern Illinois.
Last touch by McFarland. 16 on the shot clock.
What intensity level in the first few minutes here.
And what a sea of orange here in Oklahoma City to watch the Cowboys. Only 65 miles from Stillwater.
I feel like I'm inside of a citrus something.
An orange grove. Tatum guarded by Lucas. Now Brooks top of the key. Bobbitt had a handout. 4 on the shot clock. 3, 2. Get rid of it.
He doesn't know.
And he did not know. You're right. He lost track. And so a turnover as Warren held the ball and the shot clock runs dry.
Oh my God, is it loud in here? Wow. Pressured defense by Oklahoma State all over. Shot clock running down. Joshua Warren not aware of it.
Lucas walks it across midcourt. to Bobick.
Look at the pressure on the basketball. Every guy right up in the face. Notice how they put their hands up so there's not a quick pass into the post.
Lucas, far side, puts it on the floor around Tatum, gets caught up. Joey Graham thought about the three. Now Bobick with 10 on the shot, fires and kicks and hits.
Great ball fake by Bobick. Craig got the defense, created some space for himself.
Bobick played a couple of years at Brigham Young, and he hits the three. Tatum tries to answer back, and a foul. Flying across late was Lucas, and so foul shots coming for Tatum.
Watch Bobick fake the pass to the corner to get Brooks off of him. Nothing but bottom. He made no shots yesterday, only 5 free throws. Very, very nice play by Bobick.
Tatum at the free throw line, a couple of threes already down, makes the first.
Great speed on this kid, very, very quick.
I like his game. Quick, as you said, off the first step, good defender as well.
No doubt about that. They've got to play defense for Lowry or they're not going to be in the game. 2 substitutes right now. Randall Falker comes in. The 2 guys who start in the post come out. Owen also comes in. This makes them a little quicker. Look for them to go trapping defense with this lineup in the game.
Lamar Owen, the Missouri Valley Conference 6th Man of the Year, and Tatum connects on all 3 free throws. He is off to a fast start, 9 of the 11 Saluki points.
Owen is fronting Joey Graham inside. Graham really has an advantage strength-wise.
Tough shot, but look at the strength by McFarland. Joey Graham yet to score. He has struggled thus far here in Oklahoma City. McFarland with 7 points.
Great enthusiasm by McFarland. He's only shooting 67% in his 10 NCAA career games. Not too bad.
There's a steal, McFarland, ball on the deck. Everybody chasing. And a jump ball.
You want to see a power play going to the basket. Keep your eye on Ivan McFarland. Great feed there by Bobick. Takes it towards the baseline. Nothing they can do. Randall Falker not strong enough to handle him in that situation.
Possession arrow pointing to Southern Illinois.
This is a home game for Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah. And they're up. It's loud. 8 on the shot clock. On the drive is Brooks to the corner. Head fake with 3 on the shot clock. Long 3 off the mark. Hairston let it fly with 3 on the shot. Now Bobick to Lucas. James Curry, the freshman. Terrific dribbler with both the right and left hand. Up top, McFarland. Graham, stuck, puts it up, around and down. Strength. He had no place to go. He was standing straight up. 2 Salukis on the defensive side. He was able, as you said, with that 230-pound body, powering up the 2. Oklahoma State 12, Southern Illinois 11.
Great start to a game that we anticipated being like this.
Loose ball picked up, Brooks. And out of bounds. We'll take a timeout with 9 on the shot. 15-11 left in this wild opening here in Oklahoma City.
Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by the new Singular, new degree for men, Chevy, and by Budweiser.
All you see is a sea of orange in Oklahoma City. 12 for the Cowboys, 11 for the Salukis. Oklahoma State, Bob, making their last 4 from the floor. A high jumper off the back of the iron.
Well, Tatum is feeling it right now. Made 9 points already in this game, so he wants to take the ball to the hoop. Very, very solid player. The 3 guards, Tatum, Hairston, and Brooks, very experienced, very confident. Solid defenders. Look at this pressure on the ball. Hard to get into your offense at all.
James Curry with the lob down low. Joey Graham, look at that. 3 Salukis. There's
4 Salukis.
Yeah,
he
4.
was surrounded.
Owens took a hit and went down. Offensive foul on Graham.
Great job right here. 4 Salukis surrounding Graham. Little frustrated, not letting the game come to him, trying to power it up. Probably because he did not have a good game in the opening round against Southeastern Louisiana. Only 7 points and 2 rebounds for their star.
Eddie Sutton made that clear in his post-game comments about Graham, trying to up his intensity. Got the rebound off the mitts, off to James on Curry. The lob, McFarland, around and out. Here comes Tatum. How did that one not go down? Splits the pressure, the tip falls down. And Owen picks up a charge on one end and now tips it in for his first bucket.
Air ball by Bobic, but McFarland always there. He has been their savior. First round, very tight game against Southeastern Louisiana. McFarland dominated the paint.
Randall Falker picks up the foul. Tatum is going to go out. Brooks will come in. And Bob, my question, as Eddie Sutton makes substitutions as well, how long can you keep up this type of intensity?
40 minutes, baby. Count on it.
It's
They
a
are
trip to the
into it.
Sweet 16.
Oh, it is. Everything's at stake.
Lucas with 2, puts the Cowboys on top, 14-13. We're at the 14-minute mark, and Crawford threw to the ground. Falker.
Well, Crawford and Stephen Graham come in as substitutions. Typical Oklahoma State physical presence. Wide bodies, strong, not overly tall. Stephen Graham, of course, the brother of Joey Graham, star of this team.
Quickly inbounding, and the shot was wide open for Owen. 2 quick buckets for Lamar Owen off the bench. 15-14 Salukis. The 7 seed against the 2 seed out of the Chicago bracket. Curry, little give and go, turned it over.
Turnovers have plagued Oklahoma State recently.
2 to this point for the Cowboys. Good patience. Brooks, the floater, hits the deck and a whistle.
Great execution, 5-man motion on the part of the Salukis, using lots of curl cuts, getting open. No switches so far by Oklahoma State on those screens.
Stephen Graham picks up the foul. Brooks at the free throw line, makes the first. And CBS Sports Line keeps you on top of all the men's NCAA tournament action. Get real-time bracket updates and expert picks for each and every second-round game. It's all at CBSSportsLine.com.
How about Darren Brooks, Craig? Leads the team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Most valuable player in the Missouri Valley Conference 2 years in a row.
And what's amazing, he's gone through 3 coaches in that process. He said, luckily, he told us yesterday, Bob, all 3 preached the same thing.
Yeah, and all 3 yelled a lot.
Graham took a step. Boy, so far, Joey Graham having a tough go here in Oklahoma City.
Craig, you're obviously referring to Bruce Weber, the head coach of Illinois, and Matt Painter, the assistant who is taking over for Gene Keady at Purdue. Last year, Chris Lowry at Illinois. He knows something about perimeter defense.
Graham will take a seat, and there is that carousel that has come out of Southern Illinois. Weber, Painter, and now Lowry, 32 years old, and the Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year. Graham goes out, Bob, with 2 turnovers. Owen, another good look. Off the mark, chases down the loose ball. Who touched it last?
It's a foul.
It's a foul, you're right.
Great hustle by Owen. You don't mind that kind of a foul. This guy gives them energy off the bench. Both guys going after it. Jim Haney has to call something on that kind of a play. Great hustle by both guys, trying to save it in bounds. Knocked them down. Full court pressure right now by the Salukis.
Bobic to Lucas. Lucas told us yesterday, Bob, as well, that he sat and watched the first half of the Saluki game against St. Mary's with his dad, John Lucas, the great player from Maryland, trying to figure out a plan to break that press. Long jumper off the mark. Chased down, fresh shot clock for James on Curry. To the corner is Lucas.
A lot of bouncing around going in the post right here.
Kick to the baseline, threw it away. Brooks put up the hands and caught it. The fast break to Dale.
Great pass by Brooks right there, Craig. Great vision. Half-court pass, no dribble by Dale. Catch and finish.
Southern Illinois by 5. Coming up on 12 minutes left in this opening half. Fast and furious. Bobbitt inside. And last touch by Falker.
Watch the vision by Darren Brooks. Cross-court pass to his partner, Dale. Beautiful vision, right on the money. What's happening right now to Oklahoma State, they're trying to overpass when they get into the paint. There is too much crowd inside, and therefore 5 turnovers.
A 3 for Lucas. Got it. I thought it was coming out.
Favorable roll by a good shooter.
Lucas now with 57 straight games. He's knocked down a 3.
He's 44% from three-point range on the season. That's dynamite.
Inside. And a whistle. Crawford is going to pick up the foul. That will be his second. 19-17, Salukis and Cowboys. Fans, yes, they have made the trip to Oklahoma City. The Salukis on top of Oklahoma State. 19-17, Bob, the story, turnovers, 5 for the Cowboys, and the Salukis have turned those 5 turnovers into 6 points.
And that is typical of Southern Illinois defense. They have 314 steals on the year. Their opponents have 205. That's plus 111 steals. You can see why it's difficult to get good shots against the Salukis. Oklahoma State making the mistake of trying too many interior passes. Once they get it inside, they need to put it on the glass.
Walker makes 1 of 2. Joey Graham has checked back in for Eddie Sutton. It's a 3-point Southern Illinois lead.
Look at Tatum. Wow. Too close.
Little hand check. Got him on the hip. Tatum picks up the foul. His first. You know, John Lucas had that talk with us yesterday about the discussion with his dad. It's about using that back dribble to back it out, see the court, and then move the ball.
That's right, exactly. John Lucas, of course, a great point guard in his own right.
There's John Lucas Sr. And Bob, how amazing is it to have a father who can break it down with your son running the point for Oklahoma State, and the great guard he was at Maryland.
Quite a mentor, I'll tell you. First team All-American, great player at Maryland, and of course his son following in his footsteps. John was a great tennis player as well, and played professional tennis. Left-handed, can't jump at all.
Graham puts it on the floor again. They clog up the middle. Jump. There was contact and the hands went up. Jump ball.
You want defense? You like Southern Illinois Salukis. Watch the jerseys on the dribble penetration. 3 of them surround the basketball. Hands in everywhere. Right here, this is excellent, excellent help.
Possession to the Cowboys. Bobbitt quickly inbound. McFarland. 9 points for Ivan McFarland.
He is easy to like.
He had 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 39 tough minutes against Southeastern Louisiana in round 1. Baseline was closed.
He is short for a center, Craig, but he is an absolute warrior.
2 ball. Got the bounce. No, the tip. On the deck. Owen covers up. Jump.
It's going to be Salukis' ball, Craig. Isn't this wonderful to watch? You talk about wanting to advance to the Sweet 16 and play Arizona. Guys on the floor, guys after the ball. When in doubt, dive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jerseys on the deck. Salukis will inbound. Brooks to Shaw.
This game is not for the faint of heart, believe me.
Brooks battling Bobbitt. Looking for a cutter. Hands it off now to Hairston with 24 on the shot clock. Crowd is up. Good defense by Oklahoma State. They lob in the middle. Brooks. It was closed down in a hurry. 14 on the shot. Hairston kicks it over his shoulder to Shaw. Back Harrison, the lefty. Short, fresh clock. And Tatum has it.
Great hustle on the boards right there. Touch foul. Don't know about that one.
2 on Joey Graham.
Well, usually you take a guy out with 2 in the first half, but Graham is extremely experienced player. They may leave him in.
Got to lob it in on the inbounds pass. Lucas up and under and got it. And a foul.
That was a tough shot.
Wow, Lucas was 7. He'll shoot a free throw.
He's the littlest guy on the floor, and the transition defense was in perfect shape. What a great shot by Lucas.
And what a great free throw shooter. 70 of 78 on the year, just under 90%. A three-point play, 8 points for Lucas. And the Cowboys take a 2-point lead. And this crowd is alive and on their feet. 10 minutes to play in the opening half.
Both teams playing pressure defense.
Brooks, kind of a line drive 3, hit the front of the iron. Lucas needs help, throws to Bobic across midcourt.
Brooks, defensive player of the year in the Mo Valley also. Guarding Lucas, the quickest guy out here.
With his left hand to Graham. On the baseline, facing him is Shaw. Tough shot off the window.
First time they didn't double team him, he came up big.
4-point Cowboy lead. Brooks to Shaw, drives baseline. Now Young has it. Lucas picks him up with 20 on the shot clock. Offensive. Tony Young called for the foul.
No double team, that's a mistake. Shaw cannot guard Graham in the post. They've double teamed him all day long, and at the other end, Ivan McFarland stepping in the lane. Young was injured in the last game. He's got 5 stitches in that lip. St. Mary's collision. He's still sticking his nose in there.
McFarland is a guy who does like to stick his nose in. 19th charge taken this year. And then on the other end, comes back and drops in point number 11. 6-point Cowboy lead, and listen to the Cowboy fans in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma State on a 9-0 run. They've made their last 5 field goals. Lowry, Eddie Sutton.
Craig Sutton's decision to leave Joey Graham in the game has been a good one so far. Picked up his 2nd foul. Since then, he's scored an easy bucket. Here's the trap out of the timeout and made a great pass.
Inside Brooks, made it look easy. 6 points for Brooks, averaging 15 a game. Quiets it down a little bit as Bobic brings it up court. Throws to Graham. Ball is tipped. Still loose, and it's picked up by the Salukis. 2-on-1. The follow, offensive foul.
The Graham twins defended the bucket that time. Stephen Graham went after the block shot, and on the rebound, Joey Graham took the charge. Watch this action. Great D by the Salukis. They organized the break well. Terrific, terrific defense by the Graham twins.
From Brandon, Florida, both transferred from Central Florida to play for Eddie Sutton. Stephen to Joey. Backs it out, moves in with the left hand. To the corner is Lucas. Shaw covers up and quickly throws it out to Tony Young. Now to Brooks. Under 8 minutes left.
Ivan McFarland should not have saved it. It would have been Oklahoma State's ball. Great hustle, though. Both teams after it.
To Bob Wenzel, our CBS crew back in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma State by 4. They're shooting 67%. Points in the paint. Graham and company with McFarland. Bob, they've scored 14 to 8 in that category. And how about this? Southern Illinois started the game 3 of 4 from the floor. Since that time, only 4 of 13.
The defense has tightened, huh? Both teams really playing pressure man-to-man. You got to beat it with the dribble. Very difficult to run your stuff. Very difficult to get anything on cuts against this type of D.
Mike Dale looking for a cutter. 6 on the shot clock. Air ball. And Graham was last to touch it for Oklahoma State. So 3 on the shot clock for the Salukis.
One of the things about Oklahoma State is they do not have big size in terms of height. They have been hurt inside in games. Therefore, their pressure defense has to come to bear in all of their games. And it's been so here as well.
Shaw was forced to rush that shot. And here comes Bobick. Joey Graham low block. Shaw trying to push him out and keep him there. Turns, puts it on the floor. Couldn't bounce it off the window. Salukis have it, and then a reach-in foul. Brooks was on the deck, and James on Curry reached over and fouled him.
Eddie Sutton and Chris Lowry. Eddie Sutton coached in the NCAA 34 years ago, before Chris Lowry was born.
Amazing.
Chris was cheering for Sutton back in those days, out of his crib. Unbelievable, the divergence. Isn't that so wonderful? This guy really does a good job. He was with Bruce Weber at Illinois last year. He had been at Southern Illinois, a grad of Southern Illinois. Doing a great job in his first chance as a head coach.
Brooks makes the first. 78% free throw shooter. Eddie Sutton trying to work his way to the 800 win mark. Bob, he'll coach again next year and then hand it over to his son Sean in the 2006 campaign.
He told us yesterday that Sean and James Dickey doing about 70% of the coaching right now. I don't believe that.
2-point game. There's a steal. Got it. And the foul to come. Tony Young will toe the line.
Well, that is a careless pass right there. Right here, Lucas tries to take the charge, but he's under the basket, and Jim Haney decides that this is not a charge. Pretty close one right there. Good hustle by Lucas.
Lucas picks up his second. So 2 fouls on Graham, 2 on John Lucas. Tatum and Hairston have 2 apiece for Southern Illinois. Young connects on a 3-point play.
Fat lip that he got in the St. Mary's game the other night on your screen. 5 stitches playing with those in his lip right now is Young.
Southern Illinois off that 3-point play takes a 1-point lead. Under 7 minutes left. Tenacious defense. Dale. There's a little hop, no call.
This is not an easy game to officiate. Lots of bodily contact. They've got to decide what to let go and what to call.
Curry on the drive with 10 on the shot, lost it, but a foul. And it will be whistled on Tony Young, his second. Well, coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis, Kotchit will get you caught up on all the tournament news. Live look-ins at all the action going on at the NCAA Tournament, plus a Singular Naismith update. That's coming up on Singular at the half.
We are in the Chicago bracket right here. Illinois has advanced to the Sweet 16, as has Arizona, the 1-3 seed, and Wisconsin, Milwaukee, the number 12 seed. Tough kid right there.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Rocky took a punch at him. Cut me, Mick. Cut me. James on Curry, his first round matchup, 13 points. He's a fine freshman, Bob. Pleasant Grove, North Carolina.
Leading scorer in the history of high school basketball in that illustrious basketball state of North Carolina.
Made both.
Made a clutch 3 with 3 minutes to go against Southeastern Louisiana 2 days ago to give them some breathing room. Stephen Graham on Brooks. Physical matchup there. McFarland on Warren.
Try to reach around to strip, hands off to Tatum. Boy, Lucas on him like a blanket, looking for help. Dale has it, 14 on the shot. 6 minutes to go. Dale drives, dishes underneath, and the touch, and the drop, and the bucket by Shaw.
That was a great possession by the Salukis. Dribble penetration, a screen set, the help comes, and you find the man who helped. Dale, nice play right here. Shaw, the easy finish, little touch foul.
And Bob, off the floor comes Joey Graham with his 3rd foul. And Terrence Crawford with 2 replaces him. And there's Shaw with the 3-point play.
Well, I was just talking about the difficulty of officiating a game like this. Joey Graham stuck his hand in there on an easy layup attempt. Officials decided to call that one. A lot of physical play away from the basketball and on the ball in this one.
Bob, he looked us in the eyes yesterday, and you could see, he said, you know what, basically, I was so impatient in that first-round game against Southeastern Louisiana. And he also knew what happened to Kansas against Bucknell.
Well, he only had 7, and he averages nearly 18 a game. They have to find scoring from James on, Curry, and Lucas.
Off the mark, his brother, Stephen Graham, rips down the rebound quickly to Crawford, spinning in the lane, up and in, strong move. Crawford with his first points off the bench. He's a local product out of Oklahoma City here, Bishop McGinnis High School.
He's the glue guy. Does things that don't show up statistically normally. They're going to need extra scoring from everyone out here with Graham on the bench.
Tatum. Well, he cut down the baseline in a hurry. Now he kicks it out too strong on that jumper by Owen. Here comes Lucas. Stephen Graham up, fouled on his way up.
Running the floor. Terrence Crawford uses the spin move, uses the glass to soften the shot. Educated play by this guy. Could have easily run out of bounds on this one.
Joey gets so much of the publicity around the country with this Oklahoma State team. His brother Stephen, solid free throw shooter at 72%.
Both have graduated. 5 players from Oklahoma State have graduated already. Pretty amazing statistic. A lot of transfers on this team. The Grahams from Central Florida, Bobbitt from BYU, and of course John Lucas from Baylor.
Graham makes 1 of 2, 31-30 Oklahoma State, under 5 minutes. Dale, the floater, got it. Mike Dale off the bench with 2 buckets. Fairview Heights, Illinois is home. And it's back and forth we go. 32-31, 4 ties, 9 lead changes, and the biggest lead for both Bob is 6.
I'll tell you, this has been a tremendous game. Both teams.
Whoa! Up on the top rung of that ladder. Stephen Graham showing his skill.
Get out of here! Oh my goodness!
Tatum nearly had it stripped away. 4 minutes left before half. Owen sets the pick. Brooks keeps the dribble. Now Dale feeling it. Got it!
Oh, what an answer! Oh, man!
Mike Dale with 7. 35-33 Salukis. Stripped away. Picked up by Tatum. 2-on-2. Quick inside. Dale. And he is fouled hard by Stephen Graham. Foul number 2. Eddie Sutton. Boy, he's in a battle. 35-33 Salukis. Southern Illinois 35, Oklahoma State 33. Chris Lowry in a battle with Eddie Sutton. We talked, Bob, about the Saluki defense allowing only 59 points a game. They put a hand in your face or around your waist every time you come down the floor. They force about 17 turnovers a game. Already Oklahoma State has turned it over 8 with still 3.5 to go.
That's a lot of turnovers, and of course Oklahoma State troubled about their turnovers recently in games. 3 tough games in the Big 12 tournament, won all of them in close contests. Had 20 turnovers in the final.
Bobbitt will come in for Oklahoma State.
Interesting free throw situation. Southern Illinois is a small team. They take the 6th fewest free throws in Division I. They only average 14 free throws a game. This is number 13, and it's still in the first half for them.
Amazing.
Dale, unusual.
Mike Dale with 9 points off the bench. The bench of Southern Illinois, also a story, Bob. They have scored 17. Owen with 4, Young with 3, Falker has a free throw, and Mike Dale with 9.
They use 8 players, lots of minutes.
Inside, nice pass, stripped, but a foul.
The double team came early. McFarland man left him. He was the one who got inside quickly.
Brooks picks up the foul, his first. And so McFarland, who has 11 first half points, will be at the free throw line. Perfect from the charity stripe, 3 of 3, and the left-hander makes it 4 of 4.
He's consistent from there, 74% on the year. He gets fouled a lot because he's always around the goal, battling.
McFarland with another. Made it 13 in this first half for Ivan McFarland, the senior from Missouri City, Texas.
Talking to Eddie Sutton yesterday between games after practice, he said to both of us, after the first day, there are no upsets in the NCAA tournament. Interesting perspective from a guy who's been to this tournament 26 times.
McFarland picks up the foul. And to the line goes Jamal Tatum with 9 first half points. Had a 9.5 rebound game in that opening round game against St. Mary's. Tonight, it's spring break on CBS. Except this year, it's not safe to go in the water, Bob. The OC, Shannon Lucio, stars in Spring Break Shark Attack. Tonight, 9, 8 Central on CBS. Tatum with both free throws. He's in double figures with 11. 39, 35, Salukis.
Tatum averages only 12 a game, so almost there. Look at that denial by Owen on the wing. Look at the switch. Maintaining pressure. That is what they want to do, and they've done it well in the first half.
Mismatch with Tatum on Graham. Now they give it up. Crawford on the dribble drive. Shaw, Bobbitt from the corner. Too strong. And the rebound falls to the Salukis. Owen on the backside brings it up to Tatum. Trying to move around Lucas. Pump fake. Got it. Oh, nice move by Jamal Tatum. How about a 13-point first half for the 6'2 guard?
I'm telling you, watch him go and you say, beep, beep, he's gone.
Contact, no whistle.
Look at that switch. Shaw guarding Lucas on the perimeter.
Crawford puts it on the floor, dishes inside. McFarland, nice layup.
That's where their advantage is, but they haven't been able to take advantage of it consistently in this game because of the Salukis' perimeter pressure.
15 for Ivan McFarland, who shoots 58% from the floor. Crowd is up. A grove of orange. 2 minutes to play before the half.
Oklahoma State's defense early in possessions has been outstanding. They've broken down near the end of the shot clock several times recently. That's why Southern Illinois has the lead.
Brooks working on Bobbitt, 6 on the shot. Now he faces for 3. Bingo! I got a feeling that the Salukis took that possession off a little bit to rest up. And then Brooks woke up and hit the 3.
Brooks has hit 53% from 3 in his last 13 games. He's not thought of as a three-point shooter, but near the end of his senior year, it's been there for him.
Salukis are 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Brooks 1 of 2.
3 teams from the Missouri Valley invited this year. The Salukis, the only one still standing.
Lucas, the push shot around the rim and out. Another rebound for Southern Illinois. Done a fine job, a bit undersized, but they've handled the rebounding department with now 14, and the Cowboys with 11.
They block out well. They're physical. They take your legs away from you on the defensive end.
Under a minute to go. Brooks thought about the 3. Back up top, Hairston. Runs around the screen. Lucas chasing. Baseline. Fall away. Short. Cowboys have it. They get it out to Lucas. Quick as a cat. Spot up jumper. No. Follow. Wouldn't go, but a whistle. McFarland will shoot free throws.
He just comes from nowhere for offensive rebounds. Only 6'8". Eddie Sutton loves his hustle.
In Oklahoma City, Ivan McFarland with 16 first-half points. Southern Illinois with a tenacious defense and a fast start has put them on top 44-38. Scoring by Tatum 13, Darren Brooks with 11, and Ivan McFarland was 16. Joey Graham, another story for the Cowboys, struggling, saddled with foul problems with 3.
And he did not have a good game against Southeastern Louisiana in the first game of the tournament. Only 7 points and 2 rebounds. Oklahoma violation right there. He'll get to shoot again.
Yes, he will. Oklahoma State, Bob, the number 2 seed in the Chicago bracket. Southern Illinois, the number 7 seed, their highest seed in school history.
They are no stranger. They bristle at the thought of being a Cinderella. 4 straight years as an at-large bid in the tournament. This year they won. In 2002, they made it to the Sweet 16, trying to go there again. The winner of this game will play Arizona in Chicago.
Oklahoma State pulls to within 5. 17 for Ivan McFarland.
Confidence at high levels for the Salukis.
2 seconds between game and shot clock. Cowboy fans on their feet. Big possession here on the defensive end for Oklahoma State. Warren sets the screen. Harrison keeps the dribble with 12 on the shot. Kicks to the corner. Brooks has it, lost it. Out to Warren, thought about it. Back to the corner. Brooks, yes!
Doesn't get any better than that on a possession at the end of a half.
2-point shot, 13 for Brooks. Now Lucas at the buzzer, and no. No basket on the follow by James on Curry. We're at the half, 46-39, Southern Illinois. We go to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel with Singular at the half. Greg.
SIU over Oklahoma State at